Welcome to the Horror on YouTube Iceberg. I'm excited to do this one. I'd just like to thank the Reddit user, the Sears Jeremy, for uploading this iceberg to Reddit, and it was originally titled Horror on YouTube Iceberg. If you are unfamiliar with what an iceberg is, it is a list of items in a topic, in this case, horror on YouTube. At the top of the iceberg, the items on the list will be common and more well-known. As we go down the list, the specific entries will become more obscure and less known. I'm not going to be showing any of the really messed up content or anything like that. If you really want to see it, you can check out the VOD channel, as I've posted the unedited video of me going and finding all of these and researching them there. It didn't take long to get really tired of this, and quite early it started taking a toll on me, as you can see here.
Oh, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck.
But as I said countless times throughout this research, I don't do this for me, I do this for you. So, please enjoy. We've got Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared. 2 hour, holy. If you haven't seen it, Don't Hug Me is a series on YouTube about these little Elmo-looking characters like Bert and Ernie. They get you in the first half where it's all cute and friendly and shit, and I wasn't even sure if I was watching the right thing until it very quickly took a right-hand turn into a ditch of horror and weird. And yeah, I would actually recommend you look at Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared on YouTube. The Walton Files are basically just a Five Nights at Freddy's creepypasta. That's pretty much all I got. Salad Fingers, we all know Salad Fingers, come on, I remember that. My brother used to do the Salad Fingers impersonation really well. Next up, we've got The House Has People in It, and boy did I hate this one. It is an incoherent Adult Swim video where it just shows a bunch of scenes panning around a house of half the family being calm, and then the parents freak out while their teenage daughter sinks through the kitchen floor. The Mandela Catalog, if you haven't seen it, I regret watching that. It was a mashup of a county called Mandela, where there are people who look like you, like doppelgangers, but a lot of weird shit going on in the Mandela Catalog. Local 58 TV, if you have not seen it, is a channel, fuck me. Wrapping up the top tier of the iceberg, Local 58 TV is a channel on YouTube with horror television broadcasts. Yeah, it's not bad, kind of creepy. Now, moving into the second tier, we have Marble Hornets is a story about two friends, it appears. One of them is named Alex, and Alex was shooting a student film project. Apparently, leading up to the creation of the film, Alex was getting more and more irritated and acting really weird, and he supposedly shut it down because of unworkable conditions. And he reluctantly gave all of the footage that he had to his friend, our narrator. And it appears like all of the entries are just different pieces of footage that Alex had for this movie. If you haven't seen it, Gemini Home Entertainment is a channel on YouTube that is an analog horror channel. They present themselves as America's Funniest Home Videos kind of entertainment, like news source almost. And yeah, they hit you out of left field, out of nowhere. They make it look all normal, and they twist it hard. That one was actually creepy as fuck. CHSS is another YouTube channel that is all about analog horror, and this one is so obscure that I really couldn't gather anything from it about what its purpose or story is, but yeah. So Petscop is this fictional video game, not a real video game, that is covered in this YouTube channel after the same title. And it makes itself appear normal, but it seems like the origin story of all video game creepypastas. in that there's some glitchy shit that the developer didn't really put in there all that well, or wasn't supposed to be in there, or it's just creepy. We have Kane Pixels. He is a content creator, it appears, on YouTube with a series called Backrooms, and it looks like Danny Phantom's basement, and it appears like the whole premise is they open up a portal to this weird, creepy office space. I'd recommend you check it out. Agamemnon Counterpart. Yeah. So that's what Agamemnon Counterpart is. Alright, that's going to wrap up the second tier of the iceberg for us. So, on to the third tier of the iceberg. Alan tutorial on the third tier of the iceberg. Don't watch it. I wish I could get that time back. Oh, fuck you. I can't show that. I can't fucking show that. Fuck you. Shit. It doesn't make much sense. Watch a video explaining Alan tutorial. Don't watch Alan tutorial. It appears like Felled Up is a YouTuber that talks about the things that we're talking about. Different little subsections of horror. We're going on to Nana825763. Nana825763 should be deeper down on the iceberg. I really wish I didn't watch that. That is, it is disgusting. It looks like the channel on YouTube plays some video games with a creepy spin to it. But I watched their house walkthrough and... Oh my god, you have an altar. I can't show that. Okay, that's where we stop. Not watching any more of... Oh my... I wish I could bleach my eyes right now. The house walkthrough is a very graphic horror analog story. And I don't recommend that you watch it at all. Lasagna Cat is a channel on YouTube that memifies the out of old Garfield comics, and it puts real people in like a Garfield suit, and it's fucking weird. Moving on. The Blue Channel is not a channel on YouTube. It's just a 3.5-minute video of a blue screen with the word blue, a super annoying song, and at the end it's this girl's face for half a second. That's it. Yep, right at the end. Moving on. Lovesick is a video on YouTube. It's a short film about a girl receiving violent text messages in the middle of the night, and she responds, "Leave me alone or I'm gonna call the cops," and she lays back down, and then her bedroom window breaks. End scene. Pourquoi avoir this, whatever that is just a creepypasta channel on YouTube with French creepypastas. Moving on to the fourth tier. We're going to start with Needle Mouse, Sonic the Hedgehog creepypasta of the video game, the old school video game. Moving on. No Through Road is a 9-minute YouTube video allegedly documenting the disappearance of 4 boys who get lost driving in the middle of the night. It's directed very well. I would recommend that you go watch it right now. Very good. Moving on. Memory Hole is a channel on YouTube that just has uncomfortable videos to watch. That's all. Alert World is a channel on YouTube that comes out with analog horror broadcasting. And a bunch of them are like SCP topics, and yeah, they're all just in the form of radio broadcasting. It's Just a Burning Memory is a song by The Caretaker on YouTube, and it is like a, with a grainy backdrop. It's not good. There's no twist. Moving on Okay. This looks weird. Boys Vert. It's a channel on YouTube that just makes graphic horror shit like that. You see it. You're not seeing anymore. That's it. That's underscore Boys Vert. I don't fucking recommend it.
Fuck you.
Cringe.
Fuck you.
Next entry. Super Mario 64 Classifieds. It's a playlist on YouTube that has creepypasta movies of Super Mario 64. Yeah. This is the last entry in the middle tier of our iceberg. Reach Animations. It's all pretty much Five Nights at Freddy fandom, horror fandom in analog format.
I couldn't deny the things I was seeing. I got a report back from the detective with the information that was seemingly covered. They also provided additional camera footage. William is an intelligent man.
It's about
Whatever
Five
I do
Nights
to
at
stop him,
Freddy's.
counter it.
Meat Sleep is our first entry in the fifth tier, and I understand why it is set apart from all the other ones so far. So this one, instead of being like analog, it's all just picture mashups, video mashups of creepy shit, just bam, 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 one after another. That's Meat Sleep. I wouldn't recommend it, it's kind of grotesque. Moving on to The West Records. The West Records, channel on YouTube with like 13,000 subscribers, and it's under the premise that whoever uploaded it to YouTube received a flash drive, and on it is all of this footage from this guy named Randall. Really random, obscure footage. But yeah, that is The West Records. Patoriku, I believe he was on this Iceberg entry because of the Smile Tapes, which is a series on YouTube about this analog horror regarding fungus that turns people into crazy smileys. Your Local Bread Man is different from all of the other entries so far. This is like a VHS clippy horror series on YouTube from one guy, it appears, and it's got an element of comedy to it. Yeah. Arrogant comedy, and I like it.
I despise you. Right, I've fucking had enough of this, innit? I'm putting the kettle on, this is doing me head in. Nah, you can fucking make it yourself.
You got shorts, my guy? Those are weird. Those are not like my shorts. 2H32. That shit. Yeah. If you've ever seen a horror music video on YouTube, it's like that, where it's like all slaughtery and gory, and don't recommend it. It's fucking weird. Who would make that? Who would make that kind of shit? I don't get it. Moving on. I am pretty over the analog horror series bullshit. Vintage 8 is a channel on YouTube with analog horror, and it's got a series called Find a Home for Mr. Barrington, and it's about this demonic possessed bear. Moving on. Lost in the Hyperverse is a page on YouTube that has its own backroom series that is absolutely chilling. My palms were sweating watching it. I recommend you actually go check it out. Do enter, of course. Oh, of course. Alright, now I'm convinced there's no jump scare. Okay, there's probably jump scare. Oh, what the fuck are you? Okay, twitchy alien. Twitching alien. Twitching alien, turn around. Oh. Fuck. I'm regretting this. I'm slightly regretting this. Beyond Birth, if you haven't seen it, is a super obscure page on YouTube with analog VHS horror, just like most of the other entries. except this one seems to focus more on supernatural, spiritual elements. Creative Boy on YouTube is a content creator that just makes the most random videos that you will ever see. Just here you go.
Rigby, let us get back to work before Benson fire us.
How about you get some bitch?
The Macabre Experiment is a new wave version of creepypastas, and it's on this page on YouTube, Stuffy Studios, that also has very well redone old school creepypastas like Jeff the Killer and shit. So yeah, if you're into old creepypastas, I would definitely check out Stuffy Studios. Nephthys Media is an analog horror series. It's kind of filmed like VHS, Static, and all the other ones, made by Black Dragonfish on YouTube. And it's all under the theme of the planets and the solar system, and yeah. Dark Minds is a channel on YouTube. They have old school renditions of the Have You Seen This Person creepypasta. And yeah, they're really short videos, so if you want to give that stuff a watch and you've never seen it before, I'd recommend you check out theirs, because it's not too intense. Deeper is a channel on YouTube that has, dare I say, the most obscure videos of just a ceiling fan for 10 seconds. I don't fully understand it. It's shot with a grainy potato. It may just be to try and show people how to film for analog horror. I don't really understand. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me.
I'm not watching another one.
But I would recommend that you probably just watch this 1.2 million view video explaining the Deeper channel here by some ordinary gamers. The last tier. Entry 1, Grub and Snitch, is a channel on YouTube with 154 subscribers, and I'm not going to be one of them. In this video, Grub goes through his mail, he finds a treasure map, and he goes to tell Snitch about it. And then they go to this weird lady's house who's obsessed with flowers. And then we see this guy who we'll call Angry Pete that wants Grub and Snitch to go away so he can relax and watch creepypasta on TV. And next they're walking in the woods and find a real life creepypasta person, and they call it a what? And that's as far as I got, because it's fucking garbage. It's not good, it's not creepy, it's not creepypasta, it's not analog horror, it's low quality dog shit. So the Paracosm is, it's a channel on YouTube with one video and over 700 subscribers. It is actually fucked up, and there's tons of pictures of, yeah, that one's really dark. If you're into dark shit, you're gonna love the Paracosm. The Quentin Sanders tapes on YouTube are by Orange Domino Studio, and it is a story conveyed through a cassette tape. Supposedly, these cassette recordings are from 1964, and they document log entries from this man named Quentin Sanders, who is a professor. He started experiencing really strange happenings at the campus, and eventually it led to some event known as the Foxwood Incident. Apparently, Quentin received from his boss a book that he didn't believe to be real, and it was called the Compendium, and it was this demonic book about like demons and this really weird type of being called an atrocity. Creepypasta type monsters, SCP kind of shit almost. He showed this to his boss and he didn't believe him at first, but then he showed him a picture of the campus that they work at, and it had one of those demons in it. So they believed it, started freaking the fuck out, and then our Quentin Sanders guy got physically worse in health, and the campus had to be evacuated. But yes, it's a really gripping story. I suggest you watch the full thing on YouTube by Orange Domino Studio. So, probably my favorite entry on this list has nothing to do with horror at all. It has no right being in the bottom of the iceberg, other than the fact that it is the least known item on the list so far. Kashenko is a channel on YouTube with 8 subscribers and an average of like 300 views for both videos that he put out. The one I watched was Scream. This has no right being in the complete bottom tier. This is just really dope-ass animations based on the old school Mickey Mouse shit, and I really fuck with it. This kind of animation goes hard. Paul Me Paul is a channel on YouTube with VHS horror videos, and they have a seemingly popular series titled the Teguig Anomalies. Analog anthologies. They have analog racism videos. I wouldn't exactly call it horror, unless you're deeply terrified of racism.
Welcome new recruits. Should he take this shot or not? You make the judgment.
What? Alright, that's a little far. Holy shit.
Should he take this shot or not?
Okay, yes. But yeah. You can check that out if you want to. Not many people do. That is going to conclude our Horror on YouTube Iceberg. Thank you so much for watching if you made it this far. And it took a very long time to make and edit this video down to the raw material that it was. So if you enjoyed, please subscribe and check out more of my stuff. Thanks.
Should he take this shot or not? You make the judgment.
What?
This video is over.